Hello, everybody, and welcome to OpenExO Live. Really great to be with you all this evening or afternoon or morning, wherever you are in the world. So great to be with you. And today we have Gerardo Cepeda with us. You can see there are a couple folks coming up in the next couple of weeks. And then we'll most likely take a small break and then be back for, I guess, what we could call season 3. And before we get Gerardo up on screen, I did get a few messages from some community members, and so we'll start with this one from Charlotte. And she just says Gerardo was one of the head coaches for the ExO Morocco Community Sprint, together with Karina Bespravan. He is a wonderful trilingual master of ceremonies, guiding participants in the innovation process with care and a big smile. He brings a laid back and working through play professional atmosphere to achieve big things. Well done, Gerardo. We then have from Angelo. Gerardo is a very good friend of mine that I met through the OpenExO community. I really enjoy the time with him. He is a yes, you can person, super positive, smart, and creative. I wish you all the best on this journey. Wishing you the best. We then have from Orlando, Gerardo Cepeda is an example of an engaged doer, and he makes a real impact in the world by sharing his experience. I'm very honored to be connected with him, thanks to the OpenExO community. Next up, we have from Thomas. Gerardo is phenomenal at managing large amounts of information and numerous innovation methodologies. He is always willing to assist with new and crazy ideas from our group of innovators and with the ExO Latam consultants. And then last up comes from Karina. Gerardo is an excellent professional. He is committed, seeks excellence, questions the why of things, loves metaphysics, and is focused on success. When I met him, he was taking the Sprint Coach certificate as a coach. I immediately recognized his capabilities, but COVID wanted something more for us, and we shared many projects together, and in each one, we learned to work and perform better. It is truly a pleasure and honor to work with him. So without further ado, we will get Gerardo up on stage here. Gerardo, welcome. How are you doing today?
Hi, Kevin. I'm doing very well. I'm very touched about the comments of the people and friends. So very happy to be here with you today.
Perfect. Awesome. So, Gerardo, you find yourself in Montreal, I believe. And we always start by asking the person to give us a bit of a brief history about yourself. Some people say, wow, that's going to take me forever. But a brief history that brought you up to joining the OpenExO community.
Yeah, so, well, I am a former developer, as you know. But since I am young, I was always wanting to do a positive impact in the world. So I started by doing development. I wanted to build things, to bring technology to solve people's lives. I have very good experience in, for example, working for the Mexican Navy, improvement of public transportation in many countries. But then I discovered agile. So then I discovered how to have pleasure working and being more effective. And by that, I start knowing also about culture and the importance of culture into bringing big change in companies and into the world. But it's very funny how I get into OpenExO. It was by coaching someone in the community. So I was coaching Ramon Vasquez.
Okay, yeah.
And we were talking about, about culture, about bringing technology to solve big problems and all that. And he told me, hey, I think you think like these guys of OpenExO. It's like the way you see abundance and the way you see the things and the future. So he invited me to the community, and since I entered, I just never left. It's a huge pleasure to be with people in the community, because in the past sometimes I felt like I was different of the others. Like I was speaking about all these things, abundance, bringing technology, and I felt like a stranger. But in this community, I just have people who are mind like it and with a lot of talent. So it's a beautiful community.
Absolutely. I often get people asking me, I don't really understand what it is you're talking about or what you do. I just don't get it. There are just so many people out there, right, that just think that the world will sort of stay the same. And so many people who are like, when are we getting back to normal? And then there's this whole talk of new normal, right? And it's really interesting that this community is a community that sees the amazing future we can have, through technology, with abundance. And of course, one thing that's so important to us as a community is purpose, right? It sort of stands right at the top of the ExO methodology, having a massive transformative purpose. And so that's always a question I like to ask of people is whether you have a personal MTP over and above any organizational MTP.
Yeah, exactly. So my MTP is creating a flourishing and abundant civilization. So that makes that since I am very young, I am all the time working for bettering things in cities or communities, etc. And also that brings this idea of Alkimia Conscious Capital. So it's like we talk about human capital and, but I think that in order to have an impact in the world, a real impact, we need to foster conscious capital. So it's about mindfulness, it's about being mature emotionally, it's about having this vision of who can we be better together, like this new concept of who I am as a self. So it's self as the world, self as one. So really OpenExO, it's like open me the possibility to believe that is possible. And well, the MTP of Alkimia is really to empower positive impact driven leaders to create a better world.
No, absolutely. And I mean, you've brought up conscious capitalism, Gerardo. Some people who are watching here might be asking, like, how is that different from philanthropy, or how is that different from social enterprise? Would you mind sharing a bit about that?
Well, it's related. It's rethinking capitalism. So it's really, I think that, well, we're going into economics, like conversation about economics, but capitalism, it's a good model in the way that gives you the means to really achieve great things.
Yeah.
When we can fix it is just in bringing more variables into it. Like, who are the real stakeholders? Like, for example, the planet, for example, your community, your cities.
Yeah.
So I think if we add all these elements into the capitalism, we can really have a better future for all.
Absolutely.
So basically, it's that.
Okay. Yeah. No. Absolutely. And I think it was on an OpenExO live recently that I mentioned this. So apologies to everyone for mentioning it again. But Lawrence Bloom speaks about how the current capitalism was a booster rocket that took us into space. And now a new capitalism, a conscious capitalism, is more like a second stage craft that allows us to propel even further. And if we keep, the old booster, the old rocket, it's gonna drop us back down to earth type of thing, which I really like that analogy, right? And building enterprises that look at all the stakeholders is so important. And it's really important when building an exponential organization and thinking about your MTP, because we've had these discussions within the community. Some people saying, how do we ensure that a community? I mean, an MTP is really inclusive. It involves all stakeholders, and this sort of thinking is so important. But as you say, we digress, and we could digress for a bit too long. So let's speak a little bit about how, like, since you joined the community, how you've actually, embraced the ExO model. You've spoken about some projects that you're working on, but how are you really embracing the ExO model?
Actually, I think the ExO model is great to have this vision, to envision this future. So I use a lot ExO to set the vision, to shift the mindset into abundance, to think out of the box, to look and, okay, where is the abundance here that I and we can use for good, or for bringing the business, having more profit, etc. So I think ExO is excellent to set the vision. And I think that agile helps you get there. So agile is all these methodologies that help you to be in a state of flow and to bring in ideas into concrete steps and into concrete products. So that's how I mix ExO with agile. And I have one example that you may know, actually, that is the secret that all the most companies have to have all this success while doing moonshots. And actually, it's like they set the vision, but then the question that Elon is asking all the time is, what do I need to do, or what we need to do as a company to reduce to the minimum the time it takes to take a decision and to put it into action?
Yeah.
And this is like, the combination of ExO to have a clear vision, to have a clear path, and then having agile to reducing this wasting time, So one example of this is the Gigafactory of Elon Musk in Germany, because as you know, maybe in Europe, there is a lot of bureaucracy. So what they do is they did a risk management exercise, and they say, okay, there is no law that says that I cannot build the company while I am trading for the permits. So he says, okay, it's a risk that I can afford. So they are building the company at the same time that I'll getting all the permits. And if there is something that block, he will not delegate to someone else to treat that. He goes personally to the offices and to solve this.
Yeah.
So really, I think that the ExO model, it's a very good complement to Agile. And I think that is also the step that it will take us one step forward to create a new kind of civilization, a new kind of businesses, and really to make good for all.
No, absolutely. I mean, it's definitely one of the elements of the ExO model that I think is really standout is the fact that it's very meta, right? It doesn't
exactly.
It works with so many other methodologies. So if you are an organization and you're trying to scale, you can use the scale-up methodology, for example, with the ExO, like above that, right? Making sure you're always asking, going back to that ExO canvas, saying, how am I leveraging? How am I using community? How am I using algorithms? It's really just a tool to always go back to, no matter what sort of methodologies you're using. Although, if you're going to be trying to build an ExO using a waterfall methodology, you're not going to most likely
succeed.
Exactly,
yeah. It's a very good point.
So yeah, it might still work, but perhaps not. So no, I absolutely agree. And so, of course, you've been working on a number of different ExO sort of projects within the community, and so would you like to share about some of the things you've been doing there?
Yeah, exactly. As you know, my main job is being a consultant, but I'm also an entrepreneur. So I've been working in some initiatives, some with a lot of learning. It's not every startup that is a success, but actually it's a very good path, and with a lot of learnings and with a lot of people that and after that you build great things. So right now, I am working, for example, with Sylvia Tseskova of Vancouver, and we're working to build an ExO meta ecosystem on the entrepreneurial part. So it's like it's a plug and play data-driven ecosystem that leverages on the hybrid computing and artificial intelligence to accelerate the positive impact for a better world by 100x. So usually this idea is to give a set of tools to ExO consultants and also to enterprise to have better insights, to have also advice in how to use the attributes. At the same time, that brings you the technologies that can help you leverage that attribute. So it's a very interesting project. So stay connected. We're working also with Ken Langley.
Okay,
that, so very interesting.
I must say, yeah, that does sound really interesting. And you know, the one thing that I have heard from especially smaller businesses is they say it's not affordable, right? Like I can't implement algorithms because it's not affordable, or I can't do AI because it's not affordable, and there's a lot of misconceptions. So what you're speaking about there is really, really interesting.
Yeah, exactly. Actually, right now we have a lot of tools, and we are having easier and easier ways to doing artificial intelligence, for example. But most PMAs don't know how to do it. SME, sorry, I'm speaking French.
Yeah.
SMEs.
No, perfect.
There's another project that I want to share is, because it's very interesting about the ExO community, is the ExO economy. So with ExO economy, as you may already say in other talks, we support initiatives to better the community and to better the world. We have the EXO token. So I am part of the EXO core treasury, as you, for now. And really, it's a very, very, very interesting way to get involved into the community and to have an impact. And also, very soon we will have the swap with other cryptocurrencies, so Ethereum and others. So even people can start to change the EXOs for fiat if needed. So I just wanted to mention this because it's very important for the community.
Absolutely, and I think Nikki did make a comment here. Yes, she did make a comment on LinkedIn. It's about decentralized finance is the future. And of course, Nikki works closely with the EXO economy as well. So it definitely is something that people can use to drive an initiative. So it's really cool.
Yes, exactly. Other things that I continue doing is agile coaching. But of course, I bring as much as possible these concepts of EXO. Like, for example, just in one contract I'm having right now, I just plug people from the community from artificial intelligence to help this company to solve some problems. So it's very, very, very good to leverage on the community to any of your projects. And after that, I want to invite Karina, because we have an invite, a special guest here to talk about two projects that we are working together in. So welcome, Karina.
Welcome, Karina. How are you doing? So
hello.
Karina is an amazing community member who lives in Miami. She's been on OpenExO Live before. Karina, welcome. Good to see you.
How are you guys? Good to see you too.
Good, good, good.
Yeah, so the first project that we started this summer, right now, before the summer, it was maybe in winter, the EXO Awards.
Depend winter and summer wear.
Exactly, yeah, it's very good point. So we started this concept to recognize the people who are having an impact in Latin America and then the world, of course. It was a very good initiative, and we have some initiatives that derive from this first one. So we have an event also for women, to empower women, and we had a last one that I was not able to be there, but maybe you can talk about it, EXO Tierra. So it was really, I let you speak, okay, about EXO Tierra.
Okay, now the most important point is that that I want to mention is that when you are part of the community, you are not always linked to do what other people or what global people do, but you have the opportunity also to bring ideas, to bring projects to the community, and to be yourself. So that is the best way to participate and to be part of the community, to grow the community through doing. So what we did, and it was very interesting because it was decided in a WhatsApp group.
Exactly.
Angelo Ortega, that I saw that he's in the call. Angelo Ortega put something in the WhatsApp group, and I said, "Oh, I would like to collaborate." And then Gerardo said, "Me too, me too, me too." So we became a group of 6 people from Latin America that we started this great idea of the ExO Community Awards. And I am very, very pleased to see now that this came as a global idea, that the 29th of July, we are going to have this celebration of the ExO Awards as a global celebration. And this idea came from members from the community. So this is brilliant. This is a good opportunity for every member to do things that they would like to do. And as Gerardo points out, we did it for women it was back on March, and back on June we did it for the earth, just to celebrate sustainability and climate change, different ways to help. So there are good ways to work together, to collaborate as team members, and to have the opportunity to know each other.
Yeah, exactly.
And we cannot see each other or visit each other yet through the pandemic, but I need to say that I had the pleasure to meet Kevin when he came to Miami. And it's so grateful to finally get to know people that you had been working for years online. But it's very nice. So this is what I wanted to comment. I don't know Gerardo.
And Karina,
yet.
and
Yes.
we have also another very special project that we are just ending. That is, we did a sprint for ExO Morocco. It was an 8-week sprint with incredible initiatives, and because we don't have all the time, I just wanted to share the experience of Ayati. So Ayati is a very nice initiative that is designed to empower women to take ownership of their health, and they democratize the access to all health information related to women. And it's really a very good initiative, and they have already a prototype, and we're very, very, very impressed about the advancement. So yes, Karina.
The most interesting part that I was saying is that I don't even know Gerardo. That it's for true. And I don't even know Charlotte, but
Exactly.
what it was nice is that I met Charlotte in 2019 virtually, that we got in a sprint together. She was moving to Morocco. And then 2 years later, we connected again through the OpenExO platform. And she said to me, "Karina, I'd like to have you with us." And I said, "I cannot understand 100% French." But then we had Gerardo, that he's a perfect French gentleman, speaking together. So we made a very great team. And I would like to encourage everybody. I would like to encourage all the community around the globe. Don't panic if you are not sitting together with somebody. You can cross borders. You can make friends globally, make projects together. And it's a fantastic opportunity to understand new cultures, new people, and to bring more collaboration and different profiles to the community.
And bring more innovative ideas, because that plays a lot also. Having people from different cultures, from different backgrounds, that makes people just, have rocket science projects.
Absolutely. And I would say to folks, be on the lookout because a community member in Pakistan and Charlotte have been speaking, and ultimately he wants to duplicate what happened in Morocco in Pakistan.
So as it says, what it happened in Morocco doesn't stay in Morocco. We can say that. We can say that. I like
absolutely. So and so, I mean, thank you so much for joining, Karina. Always great to have your bubbly spirit and enthusiasm on the call. It's so great to see community members, out there doing amazing things. And here we go. Here's a comment coming from Ayodele, who's in Nigeria. So it's really so amazing how we just are covering so much of the world. So Karina, thank you so much for joining us, jumping on quickly and sharing a bit. Gerardo, our time has sort of come to the end, but is there something you'd like to share just as we say goodbye this evening for me, or this afternoon for you?
Actually, first of all, thank you very much for inviting us to this time. And secondly, if you do not yet OpenExO, take a look at it. If you want to change the world, if you want to put great ideas into action, come join us. You will be very welcome.
Absolutely, 100%. So thank you both for joining us. And to everybody, it's been great. We'll see you again next week.